The electric potential function for a particular planar charge distribution is given here, where minus V0 is the potential at the origin and d is the distance, and the function is plotted below. And in part A, calculate the electric field that corresponds to this potential. So recall that for a conservative electric field, that's minus the gradient of the potential energy function. So in this case, we have a function of one variable, so we take the derivative with respect to x. And the electric field acts in the x direction. So at x is less than minus d, the potential energy function is 0, and therefore the electric field is also 0. And between minus d and 0, we take the negative of the derivative of the function. So using the chain rule, we'd have minus 2v0 on d multiplied by 1 plus x on d. And that acts in the I direction. And for x between 0 and d, the potential energy function is linear, so the electric field is constant at minus 2v0 on d. And the potential energy function is constant for x greater than d, so the electric field is 0. Now let's copy this result to reuse it. So the electric field found in part A is the result of an infinite and non-conducting slab charged with a uniform volume density and an infinite non-conducting thin plane with a uniform area charge density. Both a slab and a plane are parallel to the YZ plane. Which of the figures best represent the charge configuration producing the electric field that we obtained in part A? Well, as we can see, the electric field is constant except between minus d and 0. So our answer is either figure 1 or figure 3. And we see the electric field is positive from 0 to d. And using superposition, we see for a negatively charged slab, the electric field acts towards it. And for a positively charged plate, the electric field acts away from it. So in this case, the net electric field would be negative between x equals 0 and d. So using superposition, you can see that our correct answer is figure 3. Now let's go to part C. Calculate sigma being the area charge density of the infinite plane. So if we take a Gaussian surface where we know the electric field, so we can take it as a cylindrical surface or a prism or any closed surface with a uniform area, then we have a 0 electric field at x greater than d and a constant electric field that points to the right for x between 0 and d. So the flux through this surface is negative, the electric field being 2v0 on d by the cross-sectional area, and that's equal to the charge density by the area of the plate on the permittivity of free space. So what we get is sigma is equal to minus 2v0 by epsilon naught on d. So that's our part C answer. And now we'll move on to part D. Calculate ρ being the volume charge density of the slab. So what we can do is take our Gaussian surface to cut through the slab where we know the electric field. And recall the electric field for x less than minus d is 0. So we have the flux through the right surface is positive 2v0 on d because the electric field points in a direction of the normal to the surface multiplied by the cross-sectional area, and that's equal to the enclosed charge being the charge density of the slab by the cross-sectional area by the depth of the slab on the permittivity of free space. So that gives ρ is equal to 2v0 epsilon naught on d squared.